What's up, y'all? Tell Like It Is TV, man. Let's talk about it, y'all. So first of all, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to donate, the links is in the description box. If not, that's cool. The like button is, that's right, y'all. The like button is free. All right, y'all. So we back. I know I ain't made a video in a little while, but you know we're gonna be getting more active. As far as getting back to, giving y'all videos. I mean, like I said, I can't make videos on everything because I just don't have the time like I used to. You know what I'm saying? And then the time that I do have, I wanna do me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna sit up here and hold y'all. But at the end of the day, like I said, it is what it is. I'm busting my ass out here working. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get that OT. You know what I mean? Trying to get that OT, no tax on overtime. You feel me? So it is what it is. But we're going to try to be a little bit more active, even if they like little short videos, because y'all know I like to damn near, I like to go on ahead for an hour and shit like that, especially when I'm talking about political videos. But we're going to talk about the Kanye video. I meant the interview he just had. But we're going to start it off with this political shit real quick. All right, so Jasmine Crockett, okay, took her ass on the goddamn Breakfast Club and slams Brian Donalds for marrying a white woman, saying that he's been whitewashed, okay? This is the same woman that gets on her knees for the Democratic Party, okay? So to get up here and say that somebody else is white, ma'am, you are whitewashed by a whole party, ma'am. You get your ass out here on these platforms that are Democratic platforms and talk Democratic talking points. Ma'am, are you Democratic washed out this motherfucker? Like, what are you talking about? But anyway, we're going to let this woman go because, Jasmine Crockett is somebody that the Democrats have been out here pushing. Y'all know they love to push these little aggressive. I don't know if she's an ancient American or not. I would guess she might be ancient American. But, they love to push these ancient American women and, have them full of sass, okay? Full of sass, popping their neck, clapping back and shit like that. So, they love to have these type of women out here. And they love to have them definitely attacking another brother. Now, listen, the Democrat Party is always going to be good for that. They always try to create some form of a gender divide. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. All right? But anyway, so we're going to get into this video as she gets into this thing with Brian Donald. So let's get into this.
And if we continue to put people into office, and that even means some of our skinfolk who definitely are not our kinfolk, such as Byron Donalds, who are going to...
And such as yourself, man, because any policies that you've been out here caping for, all right, let's get this clear. Jasmine Crockett is the one that's out here caping hard for immigration, okay? Here it is. She talking about, the Jim Crow laws, and he's talking about we were better under Jim Crow and all this other shit. But ma'am, you're out here currently talking about how immigrants are going to be better for the country and deserve those jobs over the American people. Ma'am, have you lost your goddamn mind? Have you lost your mind? Is that wig glue too? Did they bundle that? Is that bundle on too tight, man? I need to know, is that wig on too tight? Because obviously, or are you not getting any D or something, man? Because maybe it's affecting your brain. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you need to release something at the end of the day because, God damn it. You know what I'm saying? This woman had the audacity to take her ass on television as an ancient American and say, immigrants built this country. Immigrants is what's building this country and what's going to continue to keep building this country. And y'all black people, y'all don't want to work these jobs? Y'all don't want to work these jobs? No way. This is a whole fucking lie, okay, that this woman is up here. So she's willing to let any and everybody get into these manufacturing jobs, get into these construction jobs, fucking carpentry jobs. I had to say carpentry because I can't get the word out right now. But she's willing to get into the electric jobs. All these trades, okay, that are being snatched up by the illegal immigrants, okay? These are taking opportunities away from ancient Americans and hell, even American citizens in general, okay? in general, ma'am. So, you know, when the Democrats don't get the votes and shit like that they want, they do this shit to their goddamn self because they talk too fucking much. All right. But anyway, let's let them keep going.
Continue to say that, like, I mean, the fact that you sitting around talking about life was better under Jim Crow, like, is this because you don't understand history? Or literally it's because you married a white woman and so you think that whitewashed you? I'm not really sure, like, what it is.
So you try to clap at the brother. Now listen, in no shape, form, or fashion am I defending old Brian Donald's whole ass. I'm not. Trust me, I'm not. I'm not defending that man. But you coming at that man based off him being married to a white woman? You know what I'm saying? And trying to snap at that like that's some whole, yeah, it's because he married to a white woman. That's why he talking all this. So when Kamala Harris jumped her little fake black ass on goddamn, what show is that? The Soul or whatever the case may be. And that bitch said, oh, and if people think that I'm going to do something specifically for black people only, nah, right? Did you take your wig wearing ass up on TV or any platform that allow your little dog ass to get up there talking about some Kamala Harris whitewash? She over there dating that white man. That's why she said some dumb ass shit like that, right? Did you take your ass up there and say that? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. So don't get up there talking about this brother and what he like playing in the snow. Don't talk about that brother playing in the snow because politically, the Republicans is kicking y'all ass, all right? The Republicans is putting belt to ass, okay? And y'all out there in y'all feelings, all right? And now y'all just want to reach and grab for anything that you can get a hold of to try to push that out there on the ancient America. Because let's get this clear. They're on the Breakfast Club. They're talking to Nigga Nation, all right? She's talking to Nigga Nation, all right? So you're willing to get out there and pull the fact that he's dating a white woman, so he must have been whitewashed. Did you say that about Kamala Harris? Did you say that about AOC? Do you say that about goddamn Aman Omar, out her little crazy ass out there in goddamn Minnesota? All right. Did you say that, ma'am? Did you have that same energy, ma'am? Did you keep the same energy? No, you didn't. Okay. Did you say that about Ketanji Brown Jackson when she couldn't fucking she couldn't identify what a fucking woman was? You know what I'm saying? Did you say, oh yeah, man, she must have been whitewashed, man. She out there dealing with the snowman and shit. You know what I'm saying? Got her brain all fucked up. You ain't say that? You ain't say that? You ain't bring your ass out there? Because like I said, this is some democratic shit that they're out here doing, okay? And this is why I say, you know, I'm protecting my energy. It is what it is. We just gonna expose these folks for the fucking hypocrites that they are. You know what I mean? They're not about the people. They'll never be for the people, okay? They're all about personal interest, and they're all about the team. And the team is Team D, okay? Team Democrat, all right? And they're going to do any and everything for Team Democrat. So don't ever get your ass out here as a voter or somebody who's thinking about voting and think that, oh, man, because she out here big stepping for the black community. She is not, okay? She is not. They are not, all right? They're not stomping for no community but their bank accounts, all right? So never get that shit, never get it twisted, all right? Never forget Congress, okay? In the middle of the pandemic, or I think when Joe Biden got in, right? When Joe Biden got in, Congress alone got a raise. But the American people did not get a raise. Never forget that, okay? We was the ones out there working amongst the people. I can speak for myself. I can't speak for everybody else. But myself, I was working with the people. I was working at a grocery store, and I was working at a warehouse. So I was like splitting time, right? So, you know, I'm dealing with the people. This whole sickness and shit is the most diabolical thing, and it's gonna wipe any and everybody out if you catch the shit, right? And here it is, us as the American people, we've been working and dealing with people and shit like that, and we can't get a raise, but Congress can get a raise. So never forget that. You know what I'm saying? That to me stuck with me because I was like, man, that's some bullshit. How the fuck these niggas get a raise and they not even dealing with the people? You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
Well, you didn't be married to a white woman under...
Correct. And it took Joy to call him out. So I'm like, bro, like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you saying? Like, he just out here, I feel like they give him his talking points and he's like, yes, Massa, I got it.
Ma'am, you're doing the same thing, ma'am. So for you to get out here and be on the other side of the table talking to a brother, and like I said, I don't fuck with Brian Donalds. I don't like that nigga, know what I'm saying? But there is some shit that I do fuck with Brian Donalds. When he be going in on them Democrats and he be chastising them when it really counts, like when they get to these city council goddamn meetings and shit like that, that whole hearing, one of the last videos that I did as far as the hearing goes, right, about all these mayors that's been blowing all this goddamn money and shit like that, I agree with his approach about how he was going at them motherfuckers, because yes, they out here doing some bullshit based on people that's not, they're fighting very hard for people that's not from the country, okay? And they don't even fight that hard for people that's fucked up in the game in the country, but they'll fight this hard for people that's not from the country. Give them whole handouts, money, give them loans, housing, all type of shit. Put some of these motherfuckers in hotels and shit, right? So for Jasmine Crockett to get out here and say, oh yeah, his masters gave him his talking points. Ma'am, you act like we can't see you doing the same shit. You're doing the same thing. So, like I said, man, these people full of shit, dog. Full of shit, okay? Now, let's come over here real quick, because I want to get to this brother. Now, listen, as this woman, this was back early in March when she said this dumb shit. I already did a video about this, but this is just some of the dumb shit that she said, all right? It's not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally, okay? This is the dumb shit that she get up on live TV and say, okay? And then get up here and talk about Brian Donalds. He's getting his talking points from his Massa. His Massa is giving him his talking points. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, if you don't sit down somewhere, you know what I mean? And then, like I said, this is the same woman who ran out here and said that she's fighting harder for illegals than anybody else. That's what she said. But see, the people like this, they want to use their blackness when shit not working for them. When shit not working for them, do a whole ass motherfucker want to get out here and pull out the black card. Yep. They doing this because I'm black. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm blickety black. And I'm black, y'all. Right? They want to remind you that they black once the heat start coming for their ass. You know what I'm saying? Once the heat start coming for their ass, all of a sudden, oh, y'all only doing this because I'm a strong, independent black woman, and there's not a lot of black people in politics, and all this other shit. But before the heat start coming for her ass, oh, she up there fighting for any and everybody. She up there for the Democrats. She for the LGBT, right? She for immigration, right? She for climate change, all this whole other shit. But then the minute fire come to her doorstep, oh, I'm black, y'all, and y'all gotta help me out. Y'all gotta talk up for me because I'm black. I'm black. I won't be doing it. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Anyway, let's come over here to this brother real quick. And I like what this brother had to say. I don't know who this brother is, but he made a quick video, and y'all know I like to give people their flowers and shit when I see people make videos and stuff like that. So anyway, salute to this brother. Fair use.
Like the Indians, y'all do know we have a different government party, right? This party isn't like the last party. Y'all do know that this party is for the black Americans and against immigrants, right? Y'all do know that this party understands that the black American is the indigenous of this country, right? Those were the people that treated us wrong and treated y'all good. Now guess who's in office? The people that's treating us good and gonna treat y'all bad. That's why he's sending y'all home. That's why he's letting y'all know y'all not citizens by birthright. He's letting people know that the only birthright citizenship is for black Americans.
And notice how all the Democrats that get up on MSNBC, CNN, they want us fighting hard for this shit. Oh, and then they get out here and try to lie. Then they got the audacity, the Democrats got the audacity to get out here and lie. Oh, well, they're going to be sending black people back. They're going to send black people where? We ain't going nowhere. Listen, if you were ancient American, you're not getting deported nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down, you're not. All right? Now, if your ass is goddamn African, or if your ass is goddamn Jamaican, Haitian, okay? And I'm talking about full-blooded, goddamn Trinidadian, right? Barbados and all that whole other shit. Now, if your ass is is a melanated person and you come from there and you're in America, yeah, your black ass might be getting deported. You might be getting deported. You know what I'm saying? My black ass is not going nowhere, and MSNBC and none of that is going to get me to believe that I need to be worried about ICE. No, because like I said, the 14th Amendment, like this brother's just said right here, that was specifically for the ancient American. All right? So don't get your ass out here, got these folks thinking, and got y'all scared, thinking, oh, Trump gonna send us back. I had a chick I was talking to, and she really believed that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you're not going nowhere. What are you talking about? And this is the shit that's like, people really be believing in this shit that they be seeing on TV sometimes, and it's mind-boggling. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I'll be like, damn, bro, I should have been in politics. What the fuck was I trying to do being a rapper, trying to be a ball player? I should have tried to be a politician. That's what I should have tried to do. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, the level of how they able to fool people is just, I respect it, honestly. I kind of do. You know what I'm saying? I kind of respect it, but I hate it too at the same time. You know what I mean? I really do. But, you know, like this chick really thought, now she's young and shit, but it's still like, it's still no level of stupid though. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. You know what I mean? You're not getting deported nowhere. You know what I mean? You're not somebody who snuck into the country illegally. You were born here. Your sisters were born here. Your mama was born here. You're not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is you talking about? You up here ready to crash out and shit and hollering at me about this nigga Donald Trump and shit. And you're not getting deported nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You're not going nowhere. No ancient American is getting deported any goddamn where. You know what I'm saying? We from here. You know what I'm saying? Whether y'all niggas believe the whole out of Africa theory, I don't believe that shit. That's my personal take on that, and I stand on that. You know what I'm saying? I stand on it. But at the end of the day, you know, yeah, I'm not about to be falling for none of that dumb shit. Oh, yeah, black people getting deported. Black people getting deported. Black people not getting deported. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, unless you're from one of these countries at the end of the day, then yes, sir, ma'am, your ass might be getting deported.
14th and 15th Amendment is only for the descendants of slaves. So the slaves that were here were actually the prisoners of war that were already here in America. So Trump is basically telling you guys that the black Americans are the indigenous of America. He said the Native Americans don't look like the Indians.
Okay, and Trump has said that. Trump definitely has said that. He's been on Congress meetings back in the days when he was talking about that. He said these Indians, these people that's playing Indians don't look like Indians to me because the Indians are dark-skinned people, all right? They get y'all to believe, oh, the Native Americans, the Native American. Native does not mean these niggas is indigenous to the land. This is some whole made-up shit that they got going on out here. You know what I'm saying? What they would call, what they were doing back in the day, the $5 Indian, all right? So that's the shit that they've been doing, and they've been stealing and pillaging the goddamn land ever since. Okay, this is why you see a whole goddamn Mexican running around talking about they Native American. You know what I'm saying? This is why you can see a whole white man or a whole white woman get out here and talk about they a Native American or they an Indian or some shit like that. You know what I mean? It's an absolute farce at the end of the day. All right. And just to go back on that 14th Amendment thing at the end of the day. Not all black people were indentured servitudes in this country, all right? So that holds up for people that's, you know, from overseas and things like that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Y'all ain't even peeping game. Trump is for the black Americans and against anybody that's not a citizen. Because he's for the American citizen. He understands that we are the true Americans. So he's for everybody that is true Americans. And he's against any immigrant. Y'all need to know that TikTok is being watched by the government. That's why y'all don't like him. Because y'all watch that news that they put out all this bull crap about him and make y'all think he's racist. As the president, he stands up and say the 14th and 15th Amendment was only supposed to be for the descendants of slaves and not for immigrants. Tell me a racist president that would have said that. Want me to tell you a racist president that would have said that? All the rest of the presidents that didn't say it. Y'all do know it.
All right. And not only that, like I said, some of y'all niggas, y'all up here, y'all loving on these Democrats. But at the end of the day, Joe Biden did take his ass out there in 2020. We ain't even got to get into all the racist shit Joe Biden has said in his political career. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even got to get into all of that. We'll just use 2020 when that nigga jumped his little old ass up there talking about some, well, if you got to figure out whether or not to vote for me or Trump, you ain't black. So, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's, you know, hella funny to me. You know what I'm saying?
Hello?
You? All right. I'm back. All right, so let's come over here to this other article over here on CNN. You know, so this is, you know, like I told you about this Jasmine Crockett character. She's a character, okay? Let's get into that, all right? So this is after her little Hot Wheels comment about Greg Abbott out there in Texas. Now, to me, I thought it was classless, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, at the end of the day, if somebody was to say some diabolical shit like that about somebody that was an ancient American, motherfuckers would be in their feelings about that shit. And let's keep it all the way real, all right? But even old crying ass Van Jones was in disagreement about this, all right? So let's get into this. Anyway, fair accuse.
I don't know her yet.
Fair accuse.
And so here's how I see it. She's new. Mm-hmm. She's young and she's trying to find her way. I think that this party is scrambling, trying to seem tough, and I'm seeing this party traffic in a lot of curse words. That's supposed to be like the new cool thing to do. I don't think that's going to be as useful. I even heard Pete Buttigieg with a whole bunch of curse words. I don't know.
Yeah, because people think that, you know, nowadays, you know, you can get out here and just be talking all filthy out your mouth. Like I said, a motherfucker can say anything at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You liable to talk how you want to talk. You know, it is what it is, right? The problem with the Democrat Party is that they have agendas that don't align with the everyday working person. They just don't. You know what I'm saying? They just don't. All right? That's the problem with the Democrat Party right now. And this is why I ain't even going to pretty much say the Republicans, right? It's more that people more support Trump than actually the Republican Party. And I would definitely say that about a lot of the ancient Americans that support Donald Trump. They're not in support all the way of the Republican Party, but they're damn sure in support of Donald Trump. All right? So they support Trump. This is why I think that the Republicans, man, they're gonna be they might be up out of there come 2028. You know what I'm saying? Unless Trump get out there and finesse a way to get his ass a third term. Other than that, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, that might be a wrap for the Republicans, man. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna keep it $1 with y'all about that. But yeah, man, I mean, it's clear as day that the Republicans, the Democrats are scrambling. This is why they got, you know, the Jasmine Crockett coming out of the bushes and shit like that, saying the shit that she's saying and you know, try to cuss black folks out and shit that's in support of Donald Trump and all this other stuff, or even just like the policies of what Donald Trump is doing. You know what I mean? She up here wagging her little finger and shit at everybody. Ain't nobody got time for that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got no time for that. You know what I mean? But anyway.
You gave that memo. I don't think that's very useful. I think you have to be very careful when you're talking about people with disabilities. And I don't think she was careful. And I don't know her enough to say she's not being honest. I'm going to tell you, it sounded bad. And I just want to finish.
Yeah, and it was bad. You know, we call that man old Hot Wheels. You know what I'm saying? Like, ma'am, you know what I'm saying? If somebody went up there and talked about that dry-ass weave you got on top of your goddamn head, you know, motherfuckers would be up here, oh, man, that racist white man said that shit about Right? All right. You know what I'm saying? This is my thing about it. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be up there trying to clap back and with all this sass and jazz and shit like that, have that same energy if somebody bring that shit to your ass. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And no Tell Like This TV will not be up here. I don't give a fuck what a Republican say at the end of the day. I will never be up here defending no goddamn Jasmine Crockett. It is what it is. I'm not defending her. Period. You know what I'm saying? But if she say some shit that I can agree with, Tell Like This TV will do a video about that. Other than that, nah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not defending none of these politicians because none of these politicians give a fuck about the people, period. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, never forget, when we all was working during the pandemic, they gave all of us had to work through this diabolical sickness and shit like that, right? Allegedly, right? Had to work through this shit. And Congress got the raise. I think it was like a 13 or 15% raise or some shit like that. How the fuck y'all get a raise and we did it? You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
I think this party is trying to find a way to look tough and to show fight. But this is not the way. I don't think the cursing is going to work. I think I've been on stage and I've gotten a little bit hyped sometimes too. I hope that she will take this as lessons. You talked about learning lessons, that type of stuff. It doesn't sound to me like she's actually taking full responsibility. If that's true, I don't like it, and she can't do that again. She's too important to us to do that again.
What I fear is that no lesson could ever be learned as long as you're doing these things in front of audiences who roar when you do it. When you have comedians who are broad messengers for the left making unfair jokes and people are roaring, when you have politicians being vulgar and saying what's the lesson? What's the audience? It says a lot about the audience.
But what we're trying to deal with is that Trump has done this and he's been successful.
Yeah.
So when you have somebody who does this stuff and they're successful, you start thinking, well, is that the right way?
So now we doing monkey see, monkey do, and nobody's trying to be themselves. All right. So we're doing Trump did it. I swear, CNN, bro, I swear, they love them some Donald Trump, regardless of what they want y'all to believe. Okay, this is why I be thinking that all of these motherfuckers is in on this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't no way in hell, if there's a political opponent that's out there, I'm not going to be having this motherfucker be talked about on my platform. That's not going to happen. Because all that's going to do, whether people agree with this dude or not, is bring more attention to his name, bring more relevance. I can't get the word out, but y'all know what I'm saying. It keeps the motherfucker relevant at the end of the day. You want a motherfucker not to be irrelevant? Stop talking about his ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what he did. Trump could get out here and motherfucking stop world hunger and shit. You know what I'm saying? CNN should never do anything about it. But like I said, CNN been keeping this dude in the news before the election, and they're going to keep him in the news after election. All right? But because Trump did it, now all these Democrats think, that's what they're, that's what they're saying. I'm not saying this, but, they think they can get out here and talk vulgar and shit like that. I don't see Trump doing a lot of shit where he's cussing motherfuckers out. He might stand on some business, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a problem with Donald Trump standing on some business. Like what he did with Zelensky, I got no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker not about to come their ass over here demanding shit and talking about some goddamn low-key making a threat. Oh, your oceans is good, but soon your oceans won't be good. And this is the nigga that's sitting in the White House begging for some help and some goddamn paper at the end of the day. Like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? You're not at liberty to be up here waving your finger at me. You know what I'm saying? Or to the American people. I ain't even gonna let you do this to me in my White House. And in front of the American people, you trying to shame me. You know what I'm saying? So Trump had to put that whole ass nigga in his place. And I agree with that. I got nothing wrong. I have zero problem with Trump did with Zelensky. What Trump do with some of these media members, zero problem. I have zero problem because at least Trump gonna answer these niggas. You know what I'm saying? At least he gonna answer them. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get your bullshit question off. You may not like his response on how he's or tone and delivery how he's giving you the answer, but you're getting an answer. All right. It's not like Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, who was hiding for fucking 3.5 years, and then want to jump out and want to answer all these questions and really can't even answer the questions because they've been too busy fucking over the American people and didn't have nothing to really say or any answers about what the fuck was going on at the end of the day because they was too busy stealing at the end of the day. Straight up. I mean, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly.
I would like for us to say it's not, but I think it's hard for us to hear Republicans scolding us on it when your guy does it all the time. We are trying to find a way forward. Jasmine is too important to make these kinds of mistakes. I think she has a...
Who is Jasmine important to? What, black female voters? I mean, I don't get like why the Democrats acting like this woman. We don't caught this woman lying about... We caught this woman caping and capping for the Democrat Party so hard, bro, that y'all really trying to just shove this woman in our face basically for a gender divide. That's what y'all trying to do. Oh, y'all not supporting the sister. Y'all not going to support the sister. Y'all not going to... She ain't my sister. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down, she ain't my sister. You know what I'm saying? And she fighting for any and everybody but her own people. You know what I'm saying? So I can't get with that. I can't get with that. I don't care how black she is. She could be blue black, midnight black. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fighting for that. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. So she's not important. She might be important to y'all and what y'all want the Democratic fan base to be and voter block to be. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all want motherfucker get out here and yeah, we can get somebody kind of like Trump. You know, they get out here and, you know, kind of tell like it is. And, black women, always got known to be strong, independent, and got low attitudes and love to clap back. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can get Jasmine Crockett, and she's actually an ancient American. Yeah, maybe we can get her up there, and because she's going against another brother in her district. All right, and I'm gonna let y'all niggas know right now that brother might end up winning. All right, and I don't want to hear this shit about this is what they call that shit. You ain't want to vote for her because you a misogynist and all this other shit. Nah, I don't want to hear that. Because that's what they're going to be crying once that woman lose. But I think they're going to rig it for her. Alleged. I mean, I didn't mean to say that, YouTube. My bad. I be slipping up sometime. You know what I'm saying? I be slipping up sometime. But I think it might be some finessing going on if that woman is to win. Because she has so much shit out here on camera that she done said and looked like a complete fool and a hypocrite that you voting for her would just be dumb. You know what I'm saying? It would be dumb. You have to be like a family member or a friend, a colleague, somebody you get money with, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are the only excuses I can really, or a fucking illegal immigrant or some shit like that. Those are the only excuses I can give for wanting to vote Jasmine Crockett in the office. That's the only things I can really think about. Other than that, you just dumb. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
A bright future. I hope that tonight she's looking and says, you know what? I don't have to do that kind of stuff to get an applause line.
All right. So anyway, let's come over here. So they obviously ran down on Jasmine Crockett about her comments. Now, she had all this shit to say on stage, but when they ran down on her ass backstage, now she don't want to talk about it.
I put out a statement regarding that. You didn't apologize. I put out a statement. Why would I apologize when I put out a statement? My statement was clear. But you didn't apologize for calling him Governor Massa when he gets around in a wheelchair.
And this is the thing that, sometimes it's better to just fucking apologize. You knew what the fuck you were saying. The people that wrote your little tired ass goddamn speech knew what you were going to say. Okay? You knew what the fuck. Y'all knew y'all was going below the belt. Y'all knew that. All right? Now, if the shit blows up and is getting too much negative press, ain't nothing wrong with just saying, hey, I was hyped. Even if you got to blame the writers. Well, they ain't never going to blame the writers, though. But even if you just got to take that little heat for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got a little excited, and I said something that maybe I shouldn't have said it, and I want to apologize, to the people that's out there in wheelchairs. I didn't mean that. My comment didn't mean that. I was just trying to, I don't know what I was thinking, as a matter of fact. But I truly apologize to everybody out there. No, I put out a statement. This is this whole fucking, I'm bigger than y'all. I don't have to directly talk to the people. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how that's offensive. I don't understand.
People have a disability.
You need me to repeat this to you.
Right, but why won't you apologize?
I put out a statement. It did not an apology.
So read my statement.
I did read it. It did not an apology.
Okay, well, I'm done with
You
this.
don't feel bad about making fun of someone
I'm
who
done with this.
is in a wheelchair? Calling her governor.
Now listen, Jasmine Crockett, to me, she strikes me as a chick that's, I don't know if she's came around, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. She tries to act like this, like a girl from the hood type shit, but I don't think she is. I think Jasmine Crockett is one of these black suburban type of kids at the end of the day. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? She tries to have the persona of, a black chick in the hood and shit like that. You know what I mean? And like I said, to me, that shit, it don't work. One, for her, because that's not who she naturally is. Now, that could work for somebody that's naturally from that. You know what I'm saying? And they clapping, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how we doing shit like that. So, it'd be more natural. With her, it's not natural at all. It's almost forced. It's distasteful. It looks bad. It just everything wrong to be wrong about it. It's just wrong all the way through and through. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why the Democrats is holding on to this woman, Jasmine Crockett. Maybe they got her wanting to be VP. Maybe they might be trying to throw her in the running for VP in 2028. Okay, because she damn sure ain't gonna be a presidential candidate. I can guarantee you that. You know what I'm saying? So they might put her ass as a goddamn VP candidate just to get niggas on board. You know what I'm saying? To want to vote. Man, y'all said Kamala wasn't black, but this one right here is black. Now, see, if I'm the Democrats, I probably would think about doing, if I'm like a head Democrat person, I probably would think about having Jasmine Crockett to be a VP candidate at least. You know what I'm saying? Because what we said about Kamala Harris is something we can't say about Jasmine Crockett. We can't question Jasmine Crockett's blackness. We can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Jasmine Crockett, we can look at Jasmine Crockett and be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? She ain't faking nothing. Kamala Harris was never black. That was the problem. You know what I'm saying? And then the Democrats try to shove that shit down our throats as far as the ancient American community, that this is a black woman. This is not a black woman. This is an Indian Arab woman. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. This woman not black. This talking about cooking collard greens, preparing collard greens in the goddamn bathtub. Don't no black person ever done no shit like that. And if you did some shit like that, you was gonna get your ass whooped. Throwing any type of food in the tub. That was a automatic ass whooping. Know what I'm saying? So yeah. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's come over here real quick, because I'm almost done with this shit. All right, so let's come over here real quick. I just want to touch on this situation with Candace Owens. Now, Candace Owens got her ass on one of these goddamn Fox and Friends. You know, we all know Fox News. Hardcore Republican, all right? Hardcore Republican is no different from CNN, which is hardcore Democrat, right? So she gets up on here and pretty much gets into it with one of the hosts at Fox News, pretty much, all right? So let's get into what they had to say.
You're going out and attacking women. You are not a feminist. This is not defensible whatsoever. And you sit here and you say this because you care about mothers. The basis of this is that people are upset that illegal immigrants are being separated from their mothers. Why don't you refocus some of that energy to the black community? They've been having their families separated. In fact, it's subsidized in the black community. You appreciate single motherhood. You are giving more money to families for fatherless absence.
All right, and this was all done by the Democratic Party. I mean, if we look at the laws and who was signing the laws, and I'm not saying that there wasn't no Republicans involved with that, but we know that the base of that is the foundation of all that type of shit was Democratic Party. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's let this keep going.
So all of this selective fake outrage when you guys do not have the same defenses for the black community is really lost on me. And it's time's up on this altogether. I think the black community has had enough of you guys being selectively outraged for parents of illegal immigrants, but not for the parents of the black community who have been separated from their family for about 6 decades.
All right, and ladies, I just want to point out, let's keep this.
All right, now Candace was up there standing on business. Now listen, y'all know I'm not the biggest Candace Owens supporter. I'm definitely not. She be buck dancing and cooning, okay? She definitely do be buck dancing and cooning. But at the end of the day, she do say a lot of real shit that I can agree with. Sometimes the truth is hard to deal with. You know what I'm saying? It really is. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, the truth hurt. Sometimes the truth hurt. You know what I'm saying? And you may not like it, but it's the fucking truth. All right? And, that's just what it is. All right? But anyway, let's let this keep going.
As I opened up this segment, there is already so much hate.
Hey, Candace is telling the truth. You see, that's what the left does, right? They're very strategic how they go along, but we see it. Those who is alert, we see what's going on. We see the games that they play. But like Candace was saying, it is true, because just in Georgia, I believe it was in Georgia, that if you're a single mother with no father, with the kid's father not in the household, and you're a single mother, you will get automatically, no discussion, I think it's like $800 to $900 a month. That is just for being a single mother and a single black mother. How is that helping? You see, that's what they do. They cushion the black community to not progress.
And this is why they love getting out here promoting the Jasmine Crockett's, okay? This is why they love getting out here promoting the Jasmine Crockett archetype, all right? The sassy, independent woman type shit, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, this country is pretty much, especially if you're like in a liberal kind of state or liberal city or town or whatever the case, they love for these motherfuckers to be single, you know what I'm saying? Notice how a woman can get all these benefits as long as she's single. You know what I'm saying? Let a man try to get any type of benefits and shit like that. Oh, nah, nigga, you better get it out the mud. You better get it out the mud. You better pull yourself up by your own bootstrap. You know what I'm saying? But wait a minute. I'm in the same system. I can't get no love out here. But they'll give that same, all them benefits they giving the single woman, they giving them shits to the legal immigrants as well, too. All right? And they getting a hand up and a hand out. You know what I'm saying? But they'll tell niggas, hey, man, stop crying and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Stop complaining. You complain too much. You know what I'm saying? But this is why they have the push of the archetype of goddamn, you know, and this is why even when you think of our music, right? When you think about hip-hop nowadays, you got all these women who, oh, fuck my baby daddy, fuck these niggas, I ain't, you know, they basically turned into goddamn masculine men, you know what I'm saying? You know how, like, back in the day, like, I remember I used to listen, well, I still listen to rap music now, but, you know, back in the day and shit, you know, a motherfucker be like, you know, bitches ain't shit, but whole, you know, Snoop Dogg and all these niggas, right? You know, motherfucker stand 10 toes down on the broad, right? The women today in that rap now, they sound like how Snoop Dogg was sounding in 94 and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they become very masculine, all right? Very masculine. We don't need a man for nothing. You know, even when you think about, like, the situation going on with Cardi B and Offset, right? You got all these women that's congratulating Cardi B for leaving Offset. That's not cool. That's not cool to be doing some shit like that. Why it's not cool? Because they got kids together. That's why it ain't fucking cool to be picking sides on that shit. They need to work that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. They need to work that shit out. Now, if they can't work it out, they can't work it out. It is what it is. Maybe they better off not being together. And that's fine as well, too. But too many of these women be out here parading single life like this shit is, like that shit is a game. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is some kind of reward and shit like that. It's not a fucking reward. It is not easy to take care of no fucking kid by your goddamn self. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's not designed that way. You know, shit, us as being humans, it wasn't designed that way. If that was the case, a woman could just get pregnant and she wouldn't need a man for nothing. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't the case. All right?
They want to keep them suppressed, oppressed, without the black community even noticing it. And they give you welfare. They give you everything you want. Have your cushion. They don't make you strive to become better unless you yourself and you're raised by your mother or your father and they push you to become better in life. That's what...
Now think about this too, right? Because I had a situation happen with myself like this, right? So my baby mom and shit, you know, they had this... I'm a little ashamed to say this shit, but, you know, I got to keep it... We tell it like it is over here. Fuck all that, right? So anyway... And I'm pretty sure if y'all got people from, you know, back in the day and stuff like that, that, you know, if your parents or, you know, aunties or some shit like that was getting, you know, government assistance, I'm pretty sure some of the fellas in there could definitely relate to this. But anyway, so my baby mom and shit, you know, she had, you know, housing vouchers and shit like that, whatever the case may be. So I'm staying there, but I'm technically not supposed to be staying there. So anyway. She had an inspection, and this was kind of the day where I kind of lost it a little bit. But anyway, so I was tired as fuck or whatever from work, and I think I went out the night before. So anyway, I was tired as fuck in the morning. So I kind of woke up late, and then, so I basically, these motherfuckers came up in the crib. I basically had to hide under the bed. So I'm under the bed while they doing all this shit that they got to do with the apartment and shit, and I'm just down there like, yo. This ain't no way to be living, dog. I felt like goddamn, you know how like the story of Anne Frank when she was in the goddamn basement, the family was like, that's how I felt under the bed. Like, damn, if these niggas look under the bed, this whole shit about to be cooked. Like, this whole shit is over with. You know what I'm saying? And then when I thought about like that feeling of that shit, I was like, man, fuck this shit, dog. This some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But You know, they've been doing shit like that for decades now, man. Decades. And it's a shame, like, damn. So the father can't be in the crib. He can't even be around. Father can't even be around. You literally can't even be around your children and be in the house without these motherfuckers wanting to pull some kind of weird ass full investigation on you and shit. Like, yeah, how many times he going to the house? How many times he in there? How long is he in there? Is he staying up? Is he coming with? Is he packing a bag when he going over here? Is he leaving any clothes while he over there? You know what I'm saying? Because I would have to hide my clothes and everything, literally. You know what I'm saying? Would have to hide my clothes, throw my shit in the fucking trash bag, throw it in the closet, hide my sneakers and shit. Like, that shit ain't no way to be living, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. And for any broad that's motherfucking thinking that shit is cool, that shit ain't cool. Now, like I said, if you a thought pocket at the end of the day, and you want to get out here and just be promiscuous and shit with other men on the goddamn time, then maybe the single life is for you, and you can take care of your kid. You don't need no man for nothing. You could do all bad by yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you one of them type of women, then cool. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of women are not. A lot of women are falling victim to believing that, oh, I could be by myself and do good. Most of y'all not. That's the problem. Most of y'all not. So you might as well work that shit out with your baby father, especially if you know he a good nigga. If you know he a good nigga, then you need to work that shit out. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. Some of y'all out here letting good niggas go so y'all could be out here in these streets. And then y'all get fucked over in the game, and now all of a sudden men ain't shit. No. You're not about to throw that on all men. You know what I'm saying?
The left does. Because see, that's what Candace was saying. Where's that energy for the black community? The father's not there. They don't even work on that. That don't even exist. But the minute black, white, something happens, it gets all the spotlight it needs. But as soon as that goes away, you won't hear nothing about it.
All right. And that's a whole fact, man. But, you know, that's all I really want to touch on this situation. I think, yeah. That's all I really want to touch on real quick. So, you know, after this, we're going to get into the Kanye interview that he just had. Oh, Kanye. Yo, Kanye, a wild boy, man. But a lot of stuff he was right about. But y'all know I just don't mess with Kanye as far as what he said about Jay-Z and Beyonce kids. I'm dead serious about that. I lost a little bit of respect for Kanye when he said that shit. Like, bruh, you know, you tweeting about people kids and shit, like, that's out the window. You know what I'm saying? If you got a problem with Jay-Z and Beyonce in the industry that you chose to be a part of at the end of the day, that's one thing. But when you out here attacking folks' kids, I can't stand with that. You know what I'm saying? And regardless of how, how I look at Kanye, because I think Kanye is one of the greatest artists of all time. One of the greatest. I ain't say he was the greatest, but he's definitely one of the greatest masterminds in music of all time. All right? But because I think highly of him like that, don't mean that I'm going to give that nigga no pass for saying some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Especially about some kids, man. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be a code about that shit, man. Leave them kids alone, dog. You know what I'm saying? Leave them kids alone. Them kids ain't did nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? Same way I feel about, you know, the LGBT and shit out here trying to teach to these kids and shit. No. What motherfuckers doing in high school and college and all that other shit, or you as a grown person, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? You want to get married and shit, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But leave them kids alone, though. You know what I'm saying? Leave them kids alone. You know what I mean? But anyway, don't get mad at me, man. I just got to tell like it is, man. So shout out to day ones. Shout out to new ones. Make sure y'all niggas hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to donate. The links is in the description box. If not, that's cool. The like button is... Hold on. We got Jasmine Crockett up here again.
The problem that we have right now is that if we continue down this road, then we will not have a rule of law, because we have people that are currently serving and they're saying things like, ignore the judge.